it is, y'all. This be the universal question. We seek the answer.
Picture the world with me. This is what I see. Justice, equality, racial harmony. What can one person do? I'm one, you make two. I will stand with you. Together we are better. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood bleeds red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my brother, for you. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood bleeds red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my sister, for you. Picture the world with me. This is what I see. No war, no poverty, ethnocultural harmony. I heard one person say, love will make the way for peace and equality. This encourages me. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood bleeds red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my brother, for you. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood bleeds red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my sister, for you.
Yeah, we're thinking globally, we're acting locally. Want somebody, tell me what it is. Yo, practice like that does not bend, but if you bend your mind, you just might find a friend.
Find a friend. What is color? What is race? Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood bleeds red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my brother, for you. What is color? What is race? Sweet love. Would you like me better if we had the same face? My blood bleeds red, my heart beats true. With so much love, my sister, for you.
Bass hitting, you can hear it from the block and steal it from the rich. Put your hood on, robbing. Think they got it backwards, what they charging for apartments. Lavish lifestyle, like we living in the garden. Well, where's the harvest? Work the hardest, pay them dollars. At the end of the day, we'll be losing all our commas. Sirens blaring all around us, trying to drown us. Out of town is pulling work from the ground right below us. Damn, like I really don't notice. All these views from my window.
Transient hotel room, passing time in June. Under this heat wave I can't leave. Just a window view, nothing else to do. Watching the city pass me by. See that businessman, gray Armani suit, selling those mutual funds on his phone. A young actress now, on her way uptown, bound for the casting couch. All day my view's the same. Lost souls waiting for a little fortune and some fame. Someday they'll realize you gotta make it on your own. Nobody gets anything for free.
But views from my window.
All these views from my window. Views from my window.
All these views from my window. Think about. Just don't doubt it. But views from my window.
Can you see it?
It's time to take a look outside. It's always dark before the dawn. Let's let the sun inside. Believe in views from my window.
For some food, hard for a young man on his own. He on his own. Now the cop drives by, he sees everything. Can't save them all, but he sure tries. When the city sleeps, see them in my dreams. So full of hopelessness, I can't help. I'll just sit right here by the window still. Can't take my eyes away. All day my view's the same. Lost souls waiting for a little fortune and some fame. Someday they'll realize you gotta make it on your own. Nobody gets anything for free.
No, this is only temporary window bars. It ain't the best scene, but looking up we see the stars. Dedication, motivation will make the picture change. But even when it's double pain, the strive to keep our views the same. Bay windows, custom windows, plus the skyline. Apartment windows, car windows, in the street light. Every social class I wonder, would it be like we need to start living? Cause the windows, they don't mean life.
Think about
but views from my window. But views from my window.
Troubles everywhere I see. My plan of action, no satisfaction. Everywhere I need to be. Distraction get the best of me. But I'm on my way. Can't stop me. There's a brighter day ahead of me. But you never give up the fight. Stay inside the light. Patience is the key. Where you want to be. But you never give up your dream. Hard as it may seem. Man, just not how long. Inside you must stay strong. But you never give up your hold. Someone will handle wrong. Hold on and on and on and on and on. We go through changes. Life rearranges. Everywhere we thought we'd be. Longer than we want to see. Some stop their dreaming. Some take to scheming. I know what is wrong from right. I never give up the fight. 'Cause I'm on my way. Can't stop me. There's a brighter day ahead of me. Don't mock me, can't stop me. But you never give up the fight. Stay inside the light. Patience is the key. Where you want to be. But you never give up your dream. Hard as it may seem. Matters not how long. Inside you must stay strong. But you never give up your hold. Someone will handle wrong. Hold on and on and on I know I'll always rise. I got to. Because the prize belongs to those who fight through. Don't mock me, can't stop me. But your hard times come and go. Stay inside the light. Make you strong, let you know. The key. Where you want to be. If you keep up your dream. Make you stronger. Hard as it may seem. Hold on. Not how long. Little longer. Stay strong. You gotta hold on. You gotta stay inside the light. Patience is the key. Be strong. Where you want to be. You gotta hold on. Be strong. Hold on. Hey, hey. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You gotta hold on. You gotta hold on. Be strong. Hold on. It's gone. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, you gotta. You gotta hold on. Be strong. Hold on. It's gone. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is now time for the Indie Live spot right here on your station GHP Radio, your independent music source.
is your complaining has driven me crazy and out of my mind. You're out of luck and out of time to have treated me so unkind. I can't take this no more, rather be walking out that door. Now you know how hurt burns. It's like a curse, killing the desire. You've left the game, and now you're fired. You are not my friend. You're not my lover or a good man. You've been fooled if you believed that I still love you, but it's over now. I've tried to convince myself in believing your lies. Oh, why? It's been years, and the same old you is still living here. I can't take this no more, rather be walking out that door. Now you know how hurt burns. It's like a curse, killing the desire. No more. You've left the game, and now you're fired. You're not my friend. You're not my lover or a good man. You've been fooled if you believed that I still love you, but it's over now. I've tried, but I failed. You've never loved me. It's time that I moved on, setting you free. You should be ashamed, leaving me in all of this pain, without nothing to ever explain. Broken hearted I have nothing to gain, nothing to gain. Set you free. You should be ashamed. All of this pain, without nothing to ever explain. I am God, and I am never coming back. I am gone, and I am leaving you all alone. I'm never coming back home, leaving, walking. You don't have to ask, you don't have to call me, 'cause I'm leaving out the door. You're not my friend. Leaving out the door. No more, no way, no you and I won't take you no more. Not my friend.
I hear a whisper in my ear, a sorry melody, sweet and clear, tender like the sounds that draw you near. So open up your heart and let it in. It will give you peace and joy within.
Do somebody hear me?
Do somebody hear me?
Do somebody hear me?
I want you to hear me now. A feeling that won't hold you back. The rainbow of colors intact. Watch them burst with love. Spread your love open so the world can see amazing things you let free, let free. If we all came together, we'd have a great life,
Great life.
it will give you peace and joy within.
Do somebody hear me?
Do somebody hear me?
Do somebody hear me?
I want you to hear me now.
Do somebody hear me?
Do somebody hear me?
Do somebody hear me?
I want you to hear me now.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Indie Live Spot right here, live streaming on YouTube. And, of course, as you can see, we have some faces here on the screen that one of which is our music guest, Mr. Audley Reid. We're happy to have him on the show. So, everybody, help me welcome our guest today.
Hey!
Oh, brother.
I put on my glasses so I can see.
Yeah, I got mine, bro.
Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has, man. We're excited about having you back on, man. Glad to have you back. And in fact, we actually just entered with a track from a earlier CD, that Chill Session. Remember that?
Yeah.
I love that. And
that's one of my requested songs. That's an interesting tune.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happening in the song.
Sweet. Cool.
Behind the scenes are on the record.
If you go back and listen to that record, it's kind of interesting. We've got a old throwback scratch on there, and we piped in a live audience crowd. So the point of Chill Session was just like you coming into a club and the band is playing, and you got a little bit of talking going in the background and all through the stuff. So yeah, that was that was interesting.
Oh,
but it's cool. Yeah.
I'm intrigued now.
When I did that particular project, there was I think the second track on there is So They Say. And I remember I thought I did just a great solo, and the engineer was a fellow saxophone player, guitar player. His name was Reid. And I thought I did a great job. And he says, well, how do you feel? I said, I thought that was great. He said, no. He says, listen to this. And he hit the erase button.
Oh.
And he said, that's what I thought of that solo.
Dang.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's hard.
Wow, that's cool.
So, it was like really? And he says, he says, you just straighten out a couple of things. I don't want you to even hear what you played. And so on that cut, that was the second take that we did on there. But most of the CD was all either first or second take.
Well, that's great. Second take. Oh my goodness. That's nothing.
Yeah, I didn't say it was all easy, but it was. We had moments. In the studio, but hey.
I think with me, I go one extreme to the other. Oh, first take done, great. Oh, can we do that again? Do that again. Gary, you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, Joyce.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to do your last CD? Because of what you're saying now.
Well, the problem, problem is it's Audley's show, and if I get started,
okay. See, because it's funny because he's a perfectionist just like you are.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
Better world be like.
A permanent recording, something that I will let get by for a live video that I may post. I won't let get by in the studio because we have the equipment to make it right. And number two, it's a recording studio. It's not live. It's like the old recordings from back in the 50s. You hear horns out of tune. You hear all this stuff. But that's okay because they didn't have Melodyne and pitch fixes.
Yeah, well, you still hear horns out of tune on a lot of the tracks. Even today, especially when you're playing and in the moment, and you flub something. Sometimes it's hard to go back and recreate that energy in that particular spot.
Right.
They just let it ride. They just let it ride right now, and it's
but you can
sometimes it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, some things on saxophone you can't fix, unfortunately. But they let it ride. But I had a bone to pick with Keith a couple of years ago. Did the song called,
That's right, Joyce.
yeah, he referred me to do this tune called Drive with Bobby. And I said, Keith, bro, there is no room for a horn on this tune, right? And Keith was like, just go ahead, man, send it back to me when you finish.
Well, for me, if I'm co-producing something, I know the artists that I deal with. I know the artists that I want on certain tracks, if that need be the case. So when me and Bobby Serafimovsky was discussing this track, because it all came from a dream that I had.
A dream. I'll have fight with the king.
And both eyes were open when he had that dream too.
As putting it together, and going back and forth with Bobby, and he was because Bobby was working on the other tracks, and he was like, well, who do we want to get on the saxophone? I said, I already got him in mind. Ring-a-ding-dingy, ring-a-ding. Mr. Reid, I'm gonna sing your track, and I know you're gonna be great on it. Ba 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 ba. Because half of it is selling it to somebody. Right. Like snake oil. So after I got finished, I sent it to him, and that what he just told you is what he called back and told me. Okay, go ahead, brother. Okay, you got it.
Well,
got it. There's no
room to breathe. I want to know the end result. How did it happen? I mean, what happened?
It was pure fire.
See.
Pure fire. No.
Yeah, it was fire, all right.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of time to breathe, but talking about professionalism, that's why he's a sax master.
Yeah, he is though. You are though.
He got the job done.
Now,
and the flavor was new, but it was classic. And as I was putting it together in my mind, I was thinking of John Coltrane.
Ooh, yeah.
So I'm looking at who could fill these shoes. Bingo.
Hold on. Did I just pay Keith for that plug? Hold
on.
Keith, I turned down his offer. It just wasn't enough.
Oh my God.
So
great.
And you guys go through the same thing when you're putting together music. You already have the full picture. Now it's just adding the parts. Who do you want to incorporate in this mix? So that's the great part with all of us knowing so many artists and can bring different people in for whatever needs to be done.
Right.
And, it's just fabulous. Now the only downside that I'm upset about, because it was the whole 12 track project and it's sitting in my computer. It was never released.
Oh, it wasn't? Wow.
Because Bobby is one of these artists. His main goal is to do music for film. But I heard a couple
of tracks in a movie, and it was released as a a CD.
Project for him, nobody knew him. So get the project out. Let's start generating the buzz for you and for all the artists that's involved. 2, this is a good way. You're out the country, so you want to come into the U.S. to do a tour. You got artists from Chicago, from Chicago, New York, New Jersey, California,
Dallas. Don't forget Dallas.
Yeah. You got everybody on this project. That's a tour stop.
Yeah.
That's basically a tour stop.
I know you were trying to get to Dallas at one time, Audley. What happened to that? Did you ever make it here?
Well, the artist that I managed, Michonne Young, we were scheduled to come, but the show got canceled. But I am going to make a promise tonight that I will reach out to you after the first of the year and find out where you're going to be where you're going to be performing at. And I'm going to try to come in and hang out with you,
Okay. Ooh, Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to have to sit down and let you have the stage. Y'all the great Audley Reid.
No, nothing like that.
I enjoy that.
I'm just hang and play a song and just chill.
Well, that's what Tom Braxton did. I went to see him. He said, "Oh, you got your horn?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I get to play with Tom Braxton. That'll be fun." So we did a together.
Hey, Joyce, this would be a good opportunity for you to do a collaboration.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's a bad part right there. He does not need me.
I think that would be hot.
I think we all need one another.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll try to make that happen, Sir Gilchrist.
See, that's the way my mind thinks all the time. Collaboration, okay.
Yeah, well, that's the key. Another person who's good at that is David McLaurin. He sent 2 tracks that were complete, and just do whatever you want with it, Joyce. And one was "Open Your Eyes," and I like, man, that's complete. And I love the way David writes because he doesn't particularly follow the pattern that everybody feels so compelled to follow. And it's some beautiful stuff. So when I heard "Open Your Eyes," I told him, I said, I had to sit and analyze it, see where you went. I said, "Oh, you started with 8-bar phrase and you took that 8-bar and went to 6. And he was like, "I didn't know there was any theory to what I've done." I said, "Everybody, there's a structure to everything that you do." and I had to find myself in what he was doing. And you know what? I enjoyed that. And I sent him the finished product, and the other one was Funk 101 I did on flute. So sometimes it is a challenge when you listen to a track and you go, but it's finished. It's I don't see where you need anything else. So, and I guess my self-confidence to ask somebody to collaborate, because I'm still learning this recording thing. You got people like Gary Fuston, who's just awesome. When you gonna play that track for us, Gary? It'll come. Okay. Yeah. But what's happening with you in music, Audley? Let's talk about you.
Oh my gosh. Well, let me see. I'm like I said, I'm picking up a couple of different artists right now, and I'm currently working with Michonne Young out of Detroit. Okay. And I was trying to get her to join me on the show, but she had to take care of some business there in Detroit. So she's performing in Chicago tomorrow, and we're going to be doing a few things across the country. And then we're over in the UK, I think January the 3rd. So nice. We're going back over there. So in the meantime, just trying to position her to get more exposure, quote unquote, performances and shows across the board. Let me see. Got her and got a few other people that I'm talking with to do work on. I've been doing some commercials, more recording, more collaborations with folks across the board. And surprisingly, but don't tell Keith this, I am actually going to finish up these 2 songs written by a fantastic songwriter out of LA. His name is Sure Will. Oh. So we're actually going to be finishing that up to have released, I think sometime in the first quarter of next year. So we got that, working on the project with
You have all this. We know you're a saxophone player for all the listeners, because there's some people, you're a phenomenal saxophone player. We know that. So are you a producer, manager? How would you describe what you do?
I would describe it as simply saying just trying to keep the lights on.
How do we say that? Well.
The music business is kind of spread open. Mm-hmm. And outside of playing, there's so many other different ways to try to make money in the business.
Right.
that I think you have to keep yourself open to it. As a point of example, I think maybe about 6 weeks ago, I did a gig with a group. I think they're based out of Miami. It's called the Hip Hop Harmonics. And they took classical music and put a hip hop beat to it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking Fifth of Beethoven, Overture 1812. So
hey,
when they found...
Back in the day, it was disco. Disco behind classical. But I don't... Anyway, go ahead.
So, you know, I had to dig back into my classical roots just to be able to play it, you know, correctly. So we're having rehearsal, and we're starting to playing, and the director said to me, he said, you know, you're not playing that part right. And I had to remember, sometimes when you play multiple instruments and you're transposing, you know, I'm sitting up here transposing a tenor part, a concert part, like I'm playing tenor. I'm sorry, like I'm playing alto, and I'm supposed to be playing tenor.
I've done that.
But, you know, I'm so sorry. And because I've been practicing alto all that morning before we had the rehearsal. Mm-hmm. So I get there and I'm ready to go. And I start playing the chart like I'm playing alto, but I'm playing on tenor. So, you know, one of the things that I think when you get into the music business, you always got to understand that what you do today, you may not be doing tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And I try to put myself in different situations and so forth. And as I used to tell Keith, my dad, who passed away a couple of years ago, was a staunch, straight-ahead guy. Everything from Sonny Sid, Gina, if I was playing a straight-ahead gig, he'd be there. But when I started playing R&B and some of the other types of music, my dad basically said, hey, son, you can keep your ticket. You know, I'm not coming. So I get the distinction between the smooth jazz world, the jazz world, the classical world, and how people are, hey, I only listen to this, I only listen to that. But I think if you're going to be a musician, you got to keep yourself open to all avenues.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
You know? I agree. And you know, the one thing that I do a little bit of producing, but when you're in that producing chair, you know, you've got to have a clear head and a clear view. I don't have that particular skill set to be a producer. I have ideas, but I think when you get in that producing chair, you really got to have a concept happening of what you want that song to be, because once it gets, the final product is released out into the world, it's there.
Yeah.
You know, so I think every component of the music business, you got to have somebody sitting in that chair who really knows what they're doing. I sent you one of the songs, the project with the Aston Gray.
Yes.
And that was a very interesting how that came about. We just did some work with Michonne, finishing up on her latest project. And the gentleman by the name of Chris Clay, he's got the Soul Cafe, called me up and he says, hey man, I want you to lay a track down, you know, for this song. So I got it, listened to it, sent it back to him, I think in like a couple of days. And he called me up and he says, man, we got a problem. I said, oh, really? He says, yes, my engineer has been humming your solo all through the session and we can't finish up the session. And I was like, oh, that's a problem? He said, yeah. So what they did was they just moved around a couple of things. And so that's the final project that you're going to hear. And he's a very prolific songwriter. And I hope that we'll be able to go out on tour maybe next year with the project. There's a lot of independent artists on there. Mm-hmm. And the young lady who's singing the vocal part,
yes,
I have yet to meet her. So
happens.
Yeah, you just fly it in and you just do what you got to do. And she did a great job on the song. So the whole project is really nice. So we got that happening.
And where's all the people that are involved with this project? Where do they all reside?
All over the country.
All over. Yeah.
Yeah. The initial rhythm section, I think, is out of New York, DC area.
Okay.
So, but everybody else, he just said, "Hey, lay this down and let's figure this out." So it's yeah. So
I gather you have a home studio. Uh-oh. Is it something I said?
There it is.
Yeah.
Did my secret tell?
Yeah. These calls.
I had to ask you a question. Do you have a home studio? Do you have a studio at home?
I had a studio at home. But since I moved, some transitional things happening, so really can't record here. But I've got a buddy of mine that I do all my work at.
Okay.
Been doing it there for years and years. So, and he's pretty good. He lets me do whatever I think I need to do before he changed it. So, it's cool. But I am going to put in a voiceover studio here in one of the bedrooms. So I'm going to start doing some of that and hopefully do some ebooks and so forth. I don't have a voice like Sir Gilchrist where I can get deep down in the gravel. But
you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
We'll see how that's going to work out.
It's like that, and several people have told me you need to do voiceovers. You need to do. And my son has a voice, his voice, like that. But and sometimes he can get as low as Keith Gilchrist. If when he was trying to get a salesperson's attention, he was a senior at the time, and he said, "Excuse me," and then he got the deep voice, and everybody in the store stopped and looked. And I, okay, you're 6'4" Blackberry with a deep voice.
Somebody's got to pay attention. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's just about it for me, and hopefully we'll be doing some more film projects hopefully next year, and it should be a lot of fun. How many CDs have you released on your own? I have 3 under my name.
Okay.
One is out of stock because it's really old. It's been interesting. But my first CD, maybe a few names that you guys probably know on there. Jerry Johnson plays guitar. He's out with, everybody on the smooth jazz set right now.
Okay.
Richard Patterson from Miles Davis' band, David Sanborn.
Oh.
Played on my first project. And then there's a gentleman, his name is Jim Peterick. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Isaac March.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So Jim played on my first project.
Wow.
Nice.
So, it's just been just a really cool thing, to be doing music for me.
Of course. So where did it start? Where did music all start for you? At 3 years old, or?
Oh no. This is kind of an embarrassing story.
We want to hear it.
I thought I would be a band geek per se. So in high school as a freshman, I didn't want to be in the band. I said, let me just run over here to the choir. So, you have to sing to find out where you are. So I think I maybe got 2 beats out. And she says, sir, you need to turn around and go across the hall.
Chris.
Oh, that's the band move across the hall. I want to go there.
That was super cold, man.
So that ended my singing career before it even started. So, and then I walked through the band door, and I think I may have gotten 2 steps in, and the band director, his name was Mr. Alvin Lawson, says, just sit right here. And next thing I know, I was getting a clarinet, and I kind of enjoyed it. Learned how to play pretty decently. Got a part of the All City Band, but the guys that graduated from my high school band are very accomplished musicians in their own right. Mike White, the drummer, with Frankie Beverly and Mays, George Benson. Oh gosh, you name it. and he's played with everybody. My fellow saxophone classmate, Glenn Burris. As a matter of fact, he wrote some tracks on Miles Davis' Man with the Golden Horn. And so he's on the latest Miles Davis project that's out. Him, Randy Hall, Vince Wilburn, and those guys. So I was with a very impressive group of saxophonist musicians along the way. Some Chicago legends here, Diane Ellis. A couple of years ago, she suffered a stroke, so that kind of set her back. Steve Coleman out in New York, with the Five Elements. So there's just been a plethora of really fantastic musicians that I happen to be around and learn how to play a couple of notes, and that just continued. So
a couple of notes, okay.
A couple of notes.
I like that.
Right. He minimizes everything.
You know.
And he's on. I think the first time I heard you was on Sam Hankins' project.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when he was in Colleyville, when we played in Colleyville, there's a track you played on. I can't remember the title. Gosh, I have it on YouTube. There's a part that you played. You played on tenor, but I don't have a really good tenor, and I didn't want to be bothered with it, so I did it on alto.
Okay.
But I can't remember the name. Oh, what's the name of that song we did in Colleyville? I don't remember. But anyway, I said,
yeah.
Gotta play good, because this is one that Audley did.
Oh, please. Yeah, right. No. No, but as a matter of fact, Sam and I, we got some stuff coming out for a few artists next year. We're doing the horn work for them. So just another avenue of trying to keep the lights on, And speaking about saxophones, I gave up my Summer Mark VI about 3 months ago.
Which
yes,
was
Joyce. Yes.
Tenor?
And tenor, yeah. Yeah. And I started playing Najee's Platinum Series tenor.
What is that?
Oh man, the horn is. Hold on a second. The horn is great. It's
good.
You're gonna love the sound.
Oh my! Because I saw Najee on Twitter was promoting his endorsement. I guess.
Yeah.
He's endorsing it.
So he.
When he got it.
Yeah, I tried it at NAMM. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Right. So I tried it at NAMM.
I was buffering on my end.
Oh, okay.
And I
tried it, and I was like, oh, wow.
This.
It was really. It was like, oh, this is a lot easier to play than my tenor, than my Mark VI. Yeah. So I was like, wow, let me check it out. So I went and got it, and he let me.
So did you try it out before you purchased it? There was a place you could go and try it out.
Tried it out at NAMM.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And I really liked it. The one mistake that I made with the horn was that I got a new mouthpiece. Najee gave me this mouthpiece at the same time. So that was really a struggle to find the right combination for everything here. So look, please excuse me, I don't have a neck strap on, so let me see.
Oh, boo, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, man.
Without,
that was nice.
Mm-hmm. That sounded good.
Yeah.
So I've been getting used to the horn now. So I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to pick up the next couple of horns over the next couple of months. So I'll have the full rack, alto, soprano, and they just came out with a baritone. So
Yeah.
But I don't do too much work on Barry, so it's cool. You know, that's what they call one of those shameless plugs. So,
hi, it's all right. It's your show.
Good.
You cry if you want to.
Oh. So yeah, so that's it.
What mouthpiece did you end up using with the? I'll call it the Najee horn. What mouthpiece?
This is a Barry Raptor 7, size 7 on here, and I'm using a 3. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but this thing weighs a ton. This is probably one of the heaviest mouthpieces I've ever had to. It feels like a trombone mouthpiece.
Wow.
It's yeah. If you wanted to throw something at somebody, you throw this, they'd probably break a leg. No, seriously, this thing is.
Oh, it's like jazz, like a $600, $700, $800 mouthpiece.
This is the most expensive mouthpiece I've ever.
It's Jody Jazz. So, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
No. But this one I'm pretty pleased with. I'm still learning.
That's good.
Yeah. So overall it's pretty cool. But I've got my Mark 6 alto I still have, and I've got a Series 2 Super 80 soprano. So yeah. So I'm keeping those.
What?
I said, but I'm keeping those though. Those ones. Yeah. So yeah. So that's it for a little saxophone player.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
You're kind of breaking up a little bit, like you're.
I thought so. When we're off the air, I'm going to sign off. Okay, guys. So, because I'm having problems on my end with some buffering.
No.
But we're off the air. Huh?
Shall we go into some music?
Yeah.
Let's jam.
Yeah, let's. In fact, when we were talking earlier with you, Audley, about the Aston Gray project.
Yes.
So let's play that one. Let's Make Love Tonight. The young lady that you were talking about that did the vocals. What was her name as well?
Her name is. I just call her Miss Allen.
Miss Allen.
Her first name is Charnel.
Charnel.
Yeah, Charnel, and the last name is Allen.
From the ATL.
From the ATL. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's let our listeners check it out, and then we'll come right back and chat some more with our guest Audley Reid. And so, if you just tune in, that's who you're looking at right now that we are talking with today. So keep it locked. We'll be right back right here on the Indie Life Spot.
I'm up for the challenge, babe.
special night we'll never forget. No, no. I said I promise you won't regret it. Oh, I promise you won't regret it. No, 'cause I'm so into you. You got me open, baby. I wanna make sweet love to you. Let's make love tonight, tonight. Ooh, baby. Let's make love. No, no, let's make love. Ooh, let's make love. Crazy love.
right, we are back, and that was that was a great track by Audley, Reid, and yes, that was nice.
Very nice.
So let's see here. Let me make sure we are. Yep. So yeah, and what was you saying, Joyce? You were highly recommending.
Well, I love the track. I love everything about the track. The lead vocalist, Miss Allen, is that what you said, Miss Allen? Shanice. Awesome vocals, rich, full. I love the tenor sax. I love the arrangement. I love the breaks in the song. I love it's a nice track. So you produced this one?
No, Chris Clay.
Okay.
Chris Clay did the whole project. So it's like I say, it was a lot of fun to do, and it was just, man, all the artists and stuff like that were there were just really, really great to do. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay. I have to open back up my phone.
I see you.
Yeah.
So everything was done in the studio. Everybody was in the studio at one time. Yes.
Yeah. Everybody was, in their own little home studio.
Oh, their home separate. Okay. It's great.
Yeah. So we just FTP'd everything over, and so that was a lot of fun. And Gary, I think I'm sending you this YouTube link now.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to Mr. Gilchrist.
Well,
Bullying you today.
yeah. Can you just put the link in this chat here, or not? Well, in this Skype chat. Do you know where? Can
You
see?
can put links in there. You can try again though.
Or you can just tell me what the title is. All I do is just bring up the YouTube.
Yeah. You can just search under my name, and it's tribute to Phyllis Hyman.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's the one that Keith is talking about.
Okay. I'll be searching for it while you guys keep talking. So.
Okay.
Audley, sorry.
Yes.
You.
Exactly. Oh, my brain is so out of it today. Sorry. Well, most of the days, but today is just really kind of. There's a lady in the chat, Dorothy Lyles. Did you want to respond when she said that about you guys play on the Tuesday show? There was saxational.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, just tell her thank you for coming out. And she's a wonderful vocalist herself.
She can hear you now. So
she can hear you.
Just
Dorothy?
See you.
Oh, okay. Hey, Dorothy. Yeah. Well, Dorothy is, I'm going to say, just an avid supporter of the arts here in the Chicagoland area. And she's also a very accomplished vocalist herself. So,
okay.
lot of history there, So
wow.
it was just great that she came out to support us, as she does with many of the artists in the Chicagoland area. So it was good. And, and Keith and I talk about this all the time, and I even need to do a better job of just getting out there, being more present in your own local market. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for me, I don't do a lot of work here in my own market, but I'm going to try to do better going forward. And so that's, just one of the things about playing, because a lot of people don't realize that I can really play straight ahead jazz, and stuff like that, because I'm more right now on the R&B, smooth jazz, alternative kind of stuff. So it was good. I was glad that everybody was able to come out and really enjoy the music. So it was good. A lot of fun.
Cool.
Isn't that amazing how if you're a smooth jazz artist, they think you can't play straight ahead jazz? Because everybody knows about the criticism for years of Kenny G. Oh, that's not jazz. He can't play. Actually, he's a very fine musician because I've heard him play other styles. He's an excellent musician. But the only thing I don't like about him is that I didn't do it. That's all.
He do it.
That's it. He beat you to it. Because you can hate me if you want, but I'm laughing all the way to the bank, and I'm getting people are playing high dollars for my tickets because he created an art form that warmed hearts and made people feel good, and that's what we're losing. We're trying to. And I'm guilty of it of myself, because in college, when you're training classically or straight ahead jazz, and so you become full of yourself. That's just hard for me. Yeah. You tend to do that, and I woke up out of that, thank God. But I just expect most saxophone players, or most horn players, or most musicians to have straight ahead jazz experience. They're just, you know what I mean? It's not, because I remember one time we got snubbed. I'm not going to name the venue. It was straight ahead jazz, and one of the more elite straight ahead jazz musicians was playing, and we got snubbed. And I'm like, why are you snubbing me? Because I wanted to give her a lecture. Do you know when jazz started in the brothel and back in the day, it was considered devil music?
It was the lowest of the low.
The lowest of the low. While my people were playing it and having a great time, from straight jazz to South Louisiana, where I come from, second line, all that stuff, and blues, you name it, even rock and roll. And why are you snubbing me?
That was devil music too.
Oh my God.
Right.
Especially when Elvis Presley was shaking his hip.
Oh. Yeah. Here's an interesting story. Many years ago, I had speaking of Phyllis Hyman, it was Phyllis Hyman Mickey Howard were doing a show here, and Bo Diddley was on the set.
Wow.
And I think I learned more just talking to Bo Diddley about life and the overall mental aspects that you had to have to being a musician playing in those situations. I'm not going to use the word conditions, but we're just going to say situations.
Right.
Because there were some situations. Like,
Well,
yeah. Man, it was just a very humbling experience to listen to him discuss life as it truly is for an African American musician, and the things that you have to do to survive that situation.
Yeah.
And I think they did not only a great job of surviving the situation, but maintaining who they were.
Right.
So
Their integrity.
So when you look at all the transitional things that not only a musician but an artist has to go through in life in terms of acceptability, your creative flow, because just like anything else, everybody has an opinion about what you should and shouldn't do. But I always try to maintain, if you're going to dictate to me like that, that means that when my bills come in the house, that you'll write them in and you'll pay for them. No questions asked. They'll just be done.
You know what I mean?
But until the day occurs, I'm going to go ahead and do what I feel I need to do to keep my creativity going and to try to make whatever it is that I think will be successful for me. And I think that's one of the hardest things, I think, when you're in the arts, is to get past the critics saying, oh, no, that won't work, or you should do this and do that, man. Man, follow your path.
I agree.
Stay your course, and...
I remember guys, Joyce, you should sell sex on stage. I said, no, I sell sax. S-A-X. Don't get it twisted. I know what you get. And, it's not my personality or character, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I'm not comfortable. But trust me, if I wore a short Daisy Duke and all that, and
that's just not you, though.
It's just not me.
It isn't you. It's not part of your personality. It isn't.
No, it's not my brand. And I'm like you. I'm really okay with that.
Yeah.
Even if I lose a gig or two. Oh, well, you're not sexual enough. Okay, moving on.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. That's one of the things, especially when I talk to some of my younger musician friends. And they may, and sometimes they feel that people are working better gigs than they are. And I said, man, don't even worry about that. You do what it is you do the best you can do. And that will help you through life. Because as it stands like right now, if somebody would have told me I was going to be a professional musician at this time in my life, I would have said, nah, man, are you crazy? I like it.
Right.
Ain't nobody going to be messing with that. And, but when I left corporate America, I think my second week that I didn't get a paycheck, my regular size paycheck, I just got on the phone and I told some guys, hey, I'm free. And they were like, you're really free to travel? I'm like, yeah. I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back yet. I was just telling Keith this morning, I've got to go do a gig later on this evening that I've never met the band. And these guys were taking me through the ringer, So to make a long story short, I just told them to Google me, and that was the end of that conversation.
Right.
There you go.
That's how I got gigs, by people surfing the internet. Guy here in LA wanted some studio work and a live show. He said, I found you on the internet and I heard your sound And so when somebody tells me, "Oh, I couldn't find you," if you just Joyce Spencer, things just pop up on the first page.
Yes, indeed.
And I did that deliberately. I'm easy to find on social network, and I did that on purpose because of the kind of business I'm in.
Right.
So not only did I get studio work, I was also paid to transcribe home to go play and bring in. I didn't produce. He said, "Why don't you?" I said, "No, I'm not producing the whole thing." A lot of work, but I'll do the horn section. And I did the trombone, tenor, alto, and what else? Trumpet. I mean, when Gil laid it down, it was so cool because I told him, I said, you can save time and money in the studio if you have charts right in front of people so they can, anybody I'll call will be readers. And the four of us laid it down, just bam, one after another. And when he said, "Can I have a fuller sound in this section?" I said, "You play the third, you play the fifth," right here. And he said, "Oh, I like that." But I know I'm confident in doing that. But when it came to the strings section, I said, "Oh, you know how many years it's been since I've done scoring, and the strings is just, I had to remember how to write pizzicato, if you know what I mean, when it gets So, you know, and the chorus is writing all the drum parts, remembering the line, because not only you have bass, treble, clef, and then you have tenor, clef, and then you have the for the drums, there's different lines. So I said, okay, I need extra time just to refresh my memory. But what's great about scoring software, you just tap the line and it tells you, okay, that's the snare, you know, so that helps you a lot. But I'm going to tell you that I actually enjoyed that whole thing. And it might be, like you said, oh, this could be another avenue for me to keep the lights on.
Oh, yeah.
Transcribe some parts from songs, so.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of artists out there who will fly you in. They don't have charts or anything else like that, and you got to sit down and learn their music and all this stuff. And when people contract me, you know, to back them up, that's the first thing I say. Hey, you got charts? And if they don't have charts, I said, well, okay, it's going to cost you X, Y, Z.
Right.
You know, and because after a little while, it's good to sit down and listen to their music, but you don't want to spend all day trying to figure out what it is that they want you to do. You know, so I always tell guys to say that, hey, listen, if you're flying in town, you want guys to learn your music, have your charts, preferably your performance charts. So the guys, you know, really go ahead and learn that. But, you know, some guys want you to come into town and they don't have charts to their music, and they think that you're going to sit down here and learn all that music and learn all that intricate stuff and not be compensated for that. That's not going to.
Right. And that's what I suggested. I said, let's transcribe the horn parts, because I think he saved money by, you know, hiring me to transcribe instead of getting 4 people. I mean, you'd be in there all day. And it's not that they're not good musicians, but I knew that the guys, I know enough musicians, I know who can read, and they just laid it down one after another. And the style wasn't like a bunch of 30-second notes, if you know what I mean. I knew I could do it listening to what he was doing. I said, okay, we can do this. But even transcribing simple things can take you hours just to do one. If there were several parts you have to lay down. So the people have to charge for that because it's time consuming. But so I guess it goes 2 ways. You think, oh, I got all this training, this degree, but sometimes I go back and I pull some of the things I learned and use it. Because, you know, well, back in the day, we didn't have software, y'all. That tells you how old I am. We didn't have software.
You remember Ray's older.
Let's pick on Ray. He's not here.
No, he's in the back over there. He's in the background. He just can't hear us. He has a headset.
I see your mug.
He can't hear us.
Oh, that's right. You have headphones. So you can't hear me. All right. It's all good. But fantastic. I'm glad to hear you're doing so well, Audley. So talented.
We're just trying to keep it moving, you know. That's the thing. So and you know, who knows? You know, maybe one time I'll get to be as big as Sir Gilchrist over there, you know, and
Higher Sir Gilchrist and a Lord V. Woo!
We can dream, can't we, Lord V? Come on, Lord V. You the man in Atlanta.
No, I'm just a peanut salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother.
So, Gary, did you get the YouTube link?
Oh yeah, I got it ready queued up. So
okay.
I think that might be the next thing we'll just do right quick.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll go ahead and get that in, and then we'll come back. And
real quick, Audley, David McLaurin says, "Hey, Audley."
Hey, tell David what's happening.
You just did.
You just did.
Yourself, brother.
Yeah.
And Gary, I missed. You know, I was looking at Gary and I was like, something is different. I don't know what it is. And I don't know how long you've had this haircut, but I just noticed today. I'm like, oh, cool haircut.
Oh.
Just a few days ago.
Just a few. Oh, okay, because y'all wasn't here last week.
Right.
And you I'm like, oh, I like the haircut. I like the style.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You don't know how G gonna roll.
Had to change up a little bit, you know. You know how I do. Okay. Well, let's try this video now. You know, of course, the last time we tried to play a video, it seemed like every time we try to play videos, for some reason, I don't know if it's just this computer's not strong enough. I'm gonna have to get another PC for this particular
program.
Yeah, but
it's confusing because it worked perfectly when we tried it. The first time you tried it, worked perfectly.
Right. Yeah, I know.
We used it. We did it a few times, and there was no problem. So, but you know, these websites, no matter who they are, they're constantly making adjustments that we don't know about.
Right.
Right.
You know, you don't know.
That's true. That's true.
But anywho,
let's try.
Okay. So let's give it a go, and then we'll come back.
Crossed.
See what happens.
Say a prayer.
Okay. So what I'm going to do...
Go ahead, girl.
I'll talk about it right now. I'm limited.
All right. Let's see what happens here.
Okay, we'll be quiet.
And we'll be right back. Y'all keep it locked right here.
You hear?
Okay, we're back.
We're back?
Yep.
We're back.
Back in the New York groove.
Hey.
And let's see here. Let me get this back on screen. Okay, we're back on the screen now.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course, you guys going to get a delay, so you probably won't see it.
Well,
here.
That's all right.
Okay, why going on to Phyllis Hyman?
Oh, no, but it's because that's where he just played Audley's.
Oh, I see. I know what's up. I got it. Technology. Sometimes I'm a little slow, but I get there eventually. Right?
You know, but I brought that up because I thought that would give everyone a great look at the sax master at his finest.
Yes.
He does some great work.
Yes.
When I saw that video, I was like, dude, really? You got it in. You got it in.
Now, I wanted to see your Dorothy Lyles said she's called, what was it, Gris? She
Mama
is
Sunshine.
Mama Sunshine.
Yes.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah. She's a real joy. Yeah. So yes.
Mama
yes,
Sunshine.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Sing it.
Okay, Keith, get a
Go
little
ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
Shine.
Come on now.
Ooh, sing some more, Keith. All right. Give me some Gary. It's all good. But let me ask you something. You were dressed up and your tux looking so sharp. Do you think live performances that we should be dressing up? Because, you know, you have both. I've seen even at music festivals or what have you. Well, if you're outside and it's 100 degrees, who wants to dress in a black suit?
Exactly. Even though it's sharp, but you're going to be wet as well.
I know.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's, I guess that's a wide open question.
It is.
You know, and I will take it back even further. You know, back in the day when musicians hit the stage, they were clean regardless of what the temperature was.
Mm-hmm.
Today, you know, I think, you know, it's a different environment. Folks think about things a lot differently. And I can even reference my band. Unless we're doing a corporate gig or something that calls for us to be in a black suit, I don't tell my guys what they need to wear. You know, these are grown men. And that if we're doing a gig, you know, you need to dress accordingly. Mm-hmm. You know, if I have to tell you how to dress and what to start wearing, then I don't need to do all that. But there are a lot of groups out here who dress in uniformity, which I think is a lovely thing. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, when I perform with other people, you know, I have to dress the way they want me to dress. But for me, and to keep my fluidity going, hey man, as long as you take a bath and your clothes are clean, I'm good.
As long as you're clean and don't stink. Okay.
Right?
Hey, just come on.
I think what you're knowing your venue, because when we do private gigs, you like to find out, like I did a private gig and it was ladies, it was called tea and something with hat, sundresses, and then another one was more of an elegant thing with hats. So I make sure I wear a fancy dress. I'm not a fan of hats, so I don't do the hat, but I do everything else. But if I'm outdoors at a festival and it's 100 degrees, no, I'm not going to have an elegant dress on. I'm going to be cute, but not an elegant. I mean, there's ways around it. As a matter of fact, when I did one on Juneteenth, it was about 100 degrees. And I had a loose-fitting sundress and some flat sandals. And you know, did my thing. I said, you know what? And what was so fun, I went, oh, wait a minute. I'm up on the stage. People are down here. Let me wear some shorts. See, that's Huh?
You know, one of the,
more a little bit.
Well, you know, ladies go through that when we think, okay, how do we dress? And I think this is just my opinion. I think women are under more pressure than men when it comes to dressing on stage. That's just me.
well, you know, I think that is true. But again, you know, you're much cuter, much prettier. So, you know, hey, it's okay. You know,
Now,
the only thing.
I think that's half the battle for women if we look cute on stage. Because if you come on the stage raggedy, folks, you'd be like the Apollo. Boo.
You know, and you know who your biggest critic will be other women.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
Unfortunately,
you know,
yes.
yeah. But you know the thing that
Y'all critical too because y'all want us to be up there fine with them tight dresses and all that. Y'all know it. So look at
the Kool-Aid right now.
Yeah. Tap for Reid. Yeah.
And they say, next question, please.
Hold on, let me get something to drink real quick.
Yes.
So it matters to you guys to the presentation.
Oh yeah. You know, I think that how people see you has a lot to do with things. You know, for me personally, I think you should be dressed accordingly to the situation.
Exactly, I agree with that.
And whatever that situation
And
may
the weather
be.
conditions.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody expecting, because that was dressed very neat in the video we just saw. But wearing that in 100-degree temperature in San Antonio and Dallas, Texas.
No, that's not gonna cut it.
There's no.
No.
And no one should expect you to. You need loose-fitting clothes, light-colored, loose-fitting clothes. And like you said, the fan sometimes doesn't even help. It's just blowing more hot air.
Yeah, that's just yeah.
And unless they actually have like water in them to cool off and actually blow cool air, that's a different story. But but just regular fans, no. It's just gonna blow off. If you have sheet music, it's just gonna be blowing all of that, and and you have to make sure you have it put down. So, but you're still having the little edges go. Yes, I know. And then you make sure you have plenty of water on the in the cooler on the stage.
Indeed. So yeah.
Stay hydrated and be between.
That's right, Dorothy. She said only insecure women will hate because they don't love themselves.
Yeah, amen to that.
Right.
Preach.
Well,
I admired about
you have that.
Yeah, Tracy Chapman, back in the day when she won those Grammys, Give Me One Reason to Stay Here, and what was the other about Fast Cars?
Mm-hmm.
On that stage with her corduroy pants, and a black T-shirt, I think, and her guitar, her natural hair, no makeup, and she was the most beautiful person I had ever seen on that stage. I'll never forget that. Now that's confidence. She didn't care.
Exactly.
And I love that. So
she felt good enough in her own skin that this is me.
Yeah,
I think it's happened to Alicia Keys, where she said, you know what? I'm sick of making sure I look good every time I come out in case a paparazzi or something comes around. So she's been without makeup for the last, couple of years, I think?
At least, maybe a little bit longer. But she's still, she has a beautiful face.
Yeah.
I'm like, Alicia, you can do that, girlfriend.
You're so young.
Right.
You're young and you're beautiful. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna step in here. We're gonna let's play that other track. Audley, could you tell us about it a little bit before we do?
So which one?
It would be let's see. It was called "This Is the Way of Love."
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, this was one of the songs that we just did in one take. As a matter of fact, the gentleman singing on there is Will Reid, and the young lady doing the vocal is called. Her name is Coty Lynn, and we just went in and we just did the song. Just put some horns on to it and let it go. A lot of my music, and we'll probably come back after this song is played, talk about that. Is not structured in such a way as a smooth jazz format. Right. But this is more of playing music. So I know that there's a formula for the smooth jazz vibe and so forth. And I guess that's just the rebellious guy in me. Let's just do the music and we'll let the people decide, what's good, bad, or indifferent. Right. So yeah, but it's a good track.
It is. It really is. Okay. And before we do go in there, I just want to let y'all know Ray can hear y'all now. Y'all can't see him, but he can hear y'all.
Also, I can see the wire. I can see the wire coming down his chest.
So we need to stop talking about him. He can hear us now. What's up, Ray?
Tired.
You knew that was coming. Tired.
Are you hungry too?
No, I have 8. So I'm good.
He told you, didn't he?
No, but like we said that I have 8.
I ate some groceries. Whatever they had at the repast, I ate it.
Oh.
I've been sitting there for 30 minutes and I ain't heard nobody talking but Joyce.
Really?
Oh, so he threw you under the bus.
No, that's because they were too busy talking about you.
Ding! Okay, everybody go to the first.
This is not supposed to be the comedy show.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to Audley.
All right, let's get this track on, and then once we do that, we'll come back and chop it up for the rest of the time we have left. So people get ready. I'm gonna play this track for you. We'll be right back. So keep it locked.
Awesome.
Pause.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and that was the sounds of Mr. Audley Reid. This is the way of love, and yes, that was nice. That was very nice, and yeah. So go ahead and continue. I know we were having some interesting conversation right as we were coming back, so we can continue.
What were we talking about? Man, I just wiped that out of my head.
Oh, you didn't.
Going Roger Ray.
I think we were talking about the compositional structure of smooth jazz music.
Smooth jazz, yeah, the structure of it. Because Keith, Lord V, started it, and we were just. Can I say that? Was that something that was just behind the scenes, Lord V?
No. Go right ahead.
Somebody told them there was no vocal in smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
All of us went, huh? I mean, every genre of music have vocals, and I just, from classical music, opera, hip hop, whatever it is. But we were talking about how the musicians, because I know a female saxophone player, she just doesn't want to do straight ahead jazz. She just wants R&B and gospel, and she's been criticized for that. But on the same token, I sat in the audience and heard some excellent musicians in a small big band jazz, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And they were great. But after about 30 to 45 minutes, I noticed the audience just being polite. All right.
Well, see, you look at it like this, Joyce, when they get to talking about there's no vocals. And you look at Night to Tunisia vocal, Billy Bounce, it could be vocals in that. I don't know what this guy was even talking about.
He was talking about smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz or whatever. Al Jarreau, what is that? Sade, what is that?
Well, the thing is, it's about the audience. If the audience is shifting and they're wanting more, because, actually we as musicians, we are servants, and we're serving, just like a waiter in a restaurant. And if that person does not want just rice on their plate, but you insist on just putting rice on their plate, they're not going to come back and they're not going to enjoy their meal. So maybe it's easier for artists, Audley's like that, I'm like that. We're multi-genre musicians. We love several genres. I still listen to classical every now and then. So it's hard for me. But I remember I posted Sweet Dreams on a jazz group, the video from my first album. Mm-hmm. And people were having discussion, like I wouldn't read it. Is that jazz? Really? Is that jazz? That kind of language. So I said, let me explain something about music history from the time of Renaissance, or even before that, Gregorian chant, Renaissance, medieval, you name it, Baroque, Romantic, you go through all. Classical music has continuously evolved, right? Baroque does not sound like classical Romantic. Bach does not sound like Beethoven. But it's still what? Under the auspices of what? Classical music. And even modern music where they have, it's not even tonal, some of the modern classical music. It's based on 12-tone rows and stuff like that, but that's another thing. And it's just completely different, but it's still what? Classical music. I said jazz has done that too. In other words, before you give an opinion and criticizing somebody for playing smooth jazz, do your history. Find out that music is going to evolve because we are creative human beings. We are. And thank God, because we would still, and I love classical and I love opera, but man, sometimes I just want some funk, you know what I mean? With some groove.
Just think about this. About the old down home blues and stuff that you off in a juke joint and sand on the floor and you scratching the floor with. As you're dancing, hole in the walls, as you want to say. But now you look at the genre now. From the blues come Southern soul blues, and it's totally different sound. R&B and blues.
But that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. We are creative beings, and we're, as musicians, whether you're a musician or a lover of music, you are waiting for something fresh and new all the time, whether you're giving or the receiving end. And when I do shows, one of my favorite places to play here in Dallas is the Balcony Club. And I like being spontaneous. And I was playing my saxophone the balcony's on the second floor of a landmark theater, historical theater. But there is a balcony outside the door. So I said, well, these people are not getting enough music. So I went outside the balcony and played my horn to the people out there. And one lady just freaked. She said, I've never seen anybody do that. But that's you giving to the people. You are servants. You have to serve people like the waiter serves. Serve and feed them. Because I don't want to go to a restaurant and leave hungry.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
if they got rice on the menu, what you gonna do?
Leave. I want to order rice. And I'm South Louisiana girl. Rice is a popular dish.
That's
but
right.
you got to put some gravy on it now.
Yeah, put something on it.
Black beans or something.
But I think some of those people that's in the audience, myself, I think some of them need to have some hearing aids or get their ears irrigated, one of the two. Because it's a problem when, it should be somebody singing. No, not all the time. But yeah, it should have people singing in some of the things that they're doing. But, there's too many critics out there for me.
Well, singing is...
the critics will always... Yeah, the critics will always be there. That's, that's like, that's just like a pair of underwear. You just got to change them.
You got to change them every now and then.
and just keep moving,
Keep right on moving. I agree with y'all. I agree with you on that one. I really do.
But the overall general concept of playing music or in the arts or anything that's going to be culturally enriching, you're always going to find folks because, that's just the part of the yin and yang. You can't have everybody just love everything, so you got to have those individuals who are going to ignite the spirit per se. But, like I said earlier, you're an artist, man. Do whatever it is that you're going to do. Because it doesn't make any difference if you're playing classical music, R&B. Somebody out there is going to find something that they're not going to like.
Last week I was at the, last Saturday, I went to the Arts and Letters. And it was doing gospel. But anyway, one of the guys got up, he was saying, he's from Sweetport, I believe he said he's from Louisiana. He said, anybody like, Zydeco? Yeah, people say yeah. But when he got to playing, it wasn't no Zydeco, it was totally different. Yeah, totally different.
Zydeco has evolved from when my grandfather played it in South Louisiana. There are books with his name in it in terms of the originators. And what happened, I tell people, Zydeco is really a spin-off of Cajun music, just taking the blues. And what happened, because of that influence, it sounds like Cupid Shuffle. If you remember the lyrics, some say I'm a rapper, but I say no. Some say what you're doing, trying to do the Zydeco.
Okay. And if you guys get a chance, there's a young guy, trumpet player out of New Orleans. His name is Mario Abney. He's maybe 5'4", 5'5". Did you listen to this cat? Yeah, and he's about 6'10".
You being graceful.
Yeah, it sounds like he's a fidget.
Oh my God.
This young guy is what we would say is the truth.
Oh.
He ain't lying. He introduced me to him. I'm just like, he make me tired looking at it.
Yeah.
I have never seen nobody with that much energy.
With that much energy.
Oh, it's crazy.
And not only is it energy.
He's real young then.
No. He's not a, no. Let's just say he's a family man. He's got a wife, family, kids.
Really? Okay.
But let me just say this to you. And I wish I had his strength. He reminds me of Eric Darius, because I told Eric a couple of weeks ago, man, listen, dude, a cat like me ain't gonna be trying to do no scissor kicks in the midair, and I miss landing. That's not gonna be a pretty look, you know, because my eyes will be wide open, and I'll be thinking to myself, what the hell was that? You know, but Mario's the same way. Just a lot of dynamic energy on the stage, and on top of that, he's a hell of a musician. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you go out there and look him up online, you'll see him out there with George Benson. This dude is playing at an unbelievable level, and he was just on Good Morning America, I think, a couple of months ago, and just I don't think that was really his flavor, but you got to see this guy live, man. I mean, it's just an amazing situation. But and you know, back to your point, Joyce, about the smooth jazz versus the traditional jazz, because we get a chance to be backstage and we get a chance to listen to everybody warm up before they go out and do their thing. Hey man, y'all ought to hear Kirk Willeman and play some giant steps, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've heard him play not giant steps. I've heard him play right traditional. Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Well, and right
you know who else? Alto sax, Gerald Albright is phenomenal.
Well, you know, I don't think we need to talk about Gerald. Gerald will make you leave your horn at home. Like, wait, I'm gonna play the gig, but hold on, I got Gerald right here.
Why you think they just say G?
G, I know, Gerald's bad boy.
They don't even call him say just G.
And even though I primarily play alto, you know, the only thing that I tell folks that we have in common is that we have the same birth date. That's about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's about it. You know, because Gerald is just a, you know, he's one of those guys that are from that area, Stanley Clark's of the world. Mm-hmm. Oh man, what's my man plays keyboards? Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now.
Herbie Hancock?
Yeah, Herbie. You know, Herbie's in the class all by himself. But, you know,
that's true. That's true.
There are just some fantastic musicians out here that may be pigeonholed or have a little stigma about playing certain types of music. But all these guys have a foundation that's second to none. Mm-hmm. You can just put them somewhere and they're gonna play. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, but that's one of the things I really love about being a musician. You know, we do a lot of things that aren't necessarily generally known to the public. You know, if you go listen to Candy by, oh my gosh, my man's name that used to always wear the cherry cup on stage, Cameo.
Oh yeah, Cameo,
yeah. So wait a minute, what?
And you listen to that saxophone solo on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know that's Michael Brecker.
You know,
right.
Wow.
But to the R&B world, he's playing, right? And he's playing some soulful stuff up in that solo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just like Brick, the saxophone flute player on Brick, that song.
Yeah.
Disco jazz dance.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right.
I didn't appreciate it like I do today. I listened to it the other day and I'm like, this is phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
We were just dancing. You know, the beat was good and we were out there and I said, so sometimes you go back and you go, or you even think, I didn't even realize that was a saxophone solo on Starship. Come Take Me for a Ride. Sax solo on that.
Gary Bartz was on the Phyllis Hyman track. I mean, if you go back and you really read the credits of these guys, it's amazing. Ernie Watts. You know, so sometimes you have to learn to give these guys and these ladies credit for their ability to play different styles of music. Absolutely. That's why they're on the set.
That's right.
Wow.
Hey, Audley, Dorothy said it just right about Mario. She said he was turbocharged.
Yeah. I like what David said in the chat. He said jazz festivals have very few instrumentalists that have mostly R&B artists as their headliners. I remember there was a jazz festival a few years ago in the South Dallas area. And do you know, they were all great bands, but they were all old school bands like, I can't remember, like Lakeside and bands like that. And I didn't see one jazz person, but they advertise it as a jazz festival.
And you know what, Joyce? They're starting to get hit in the pocket for doing that. It's finally turning around. And I hear it all the time. I hear what the numbers were on the event, and they getting hit in the pocket, because now these people, they're looking to come to see jazz artists,
right?
And they get all these R&B artists or all these old school, and I'm like, then they're just gonna have an old school show.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Say that. Don't deceive. But
I understand the marketing behind it, because hey, it's money. It's still money. All about money.
They're losing money, then.
But they losing money.
Yeah.
Something wrong.
Well, guys, I hate to break in, but we're at that time, aren't we? Man, I tell you, it goes by fast when you're really into it,
Yeah.
But let's. I just want to, man, before we do get out of here, Audley, we really appreciate you coming to hang out with us today. Could you tell everyone how they can, kind of keep up with the things that you're doing? You have some websites or any kind of, stuff to, let people know where they can go and follow you.
My website is just my name, Audley Reid, spelled AudleyReid.com. And all my social media, whether it's Twitter or Instagram, so forth, is just my first and last name. So you can definitely find me and join my YouTube channel or the Facebook, my band page, which is called the Audley Reid Band. So you can go out there and follow me there, and I do updates. And well, I shouldn't say I do updates, but my girl does my updates on my site for me, so everything is there. So you can't do it all. So that's where we are. But yeah, man. But listen, man, thanks for having me.
Where can they get your music as well?
They can get my music on any digital outlet that's available right now, across the board. And there's a new streaming service that's going to be coming on board. I want to say it's called Pendify. Take a look at that for all of us musicians who are trying to keep a little bit more control over your
what's the name?
I believe it's called Pendify.
Pendify? I'm going to write it down.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I try to keep up with what's happening, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah, so I want to say, hey, thank you guys for having me. I greatly appreciate it,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime. You're always welcome, man. So definitely keep us in the loop. And, man, I guess just wish everybody to have a great weekend, the rest of it that's left. And hopefully you can tune in next week, come back and tune in, bring another friend with you, help us grow. Let's see what else. We're not scheduled for a guest next week, but I think we do have somebody coming up probably in the following weeks. Grizz will definitely tell us about that on her way out. Other than that, that's all I have. Let me go ahead and pass it over to Joyce, and of course Ray is here with me. So I guess Ray, you want to say something since you got here late today?
Well, I knew y'all missed me, so that's an understatement. But I did make it.
Yeah.
It was kind of long this morning, from 10 o'clock till I got here.
Oh yeah,
it was long.
For sure, we definitely understand.
Yeah, but it's been a good day and things like that. And I'm headed back home tomorrow, and do some other things, I guess. Keep the boredom off of me. But Audley, it's good to see and hear you.
Hey Ray, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I can't complain. It ain't gonna do no good no way. So you know, what can I say?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, it's getting cold up there, isn't it?
Dude, we don't even want to talk about that, man.
Man, it's cold down here too.
One day this past summer, we dropped. 2 weeks ago, I'm driving on Lakeshore Drive. Downtown, it was 88 or 89 degrees. I went 30 blocks on the lakefront and it dropped 15 degrees.
God. Ooh. Man.
Dude. Yeah.
It was 30,
just like that.
36 here this morning. I said, dog, I don't know if I brought enough clothes. But then, you know, after a while, it got pretty nice. You know, got up to at least 55 or 60. But like I said, man, it was cold this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4:04. Just saying.
But I got to go warm up.
He's hungry over here. You can tell because he shows all his teeth. He's hungry. Anyway, I'm just going to say goodbye. Great to see everybody here listening and in the chat room. Of course, I'm a fan of Audley Reid, so what an honor it was to have him on the show. I'm a little partial, but you know, fellow saxophone player and all, and awesome. So great to hear more about you, Audley. That was fun. Hope to see you in Dallas soon. Like Gary said, invite somebody so we can build this up and really promote these fantastic independent artists like Audley Reid. And now I turn it over to you, Lord V, Keith Gilchrist.
I just like to say that I'm always happy to be here with all my friends. Love it, love it, love it. And thank you, Audley Reid, for inviting me on with you, my brother. You know, me and him, we have a great relationship, long-standing relationship all the way around. And I'm just looking so forward to next year when this new music is coming out.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
So when you talk about cheese rattles, I don't
And one
get
thing I want to say about our brother Keith here, you know, be sure to check out Keith's Gilchrist's show. He has a show every Wednesday over at believe it's Sassy Radio still. Keith, is that correct?
Yeah. I'm still on Sassy Radio.
Yeah, man.
For now.
Tell him exactly tell him exactly the times and everything else, and then of course your other stuff that you were doing too on the other networks.
Well, I'm still on Wednesdays on Sassy Radio at www.sassyradio.com from 1 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And soon I will be on 5 days a week with 3 different networks. With my Jazzology show.
There you go. There you go. The hardest man in radio. I'll tell you, this is Kevin Eubanks of radio.
Well, I mean, I on Wednesday.
I don't know if I should call him the fly jock or the car jock.
Was that right?
I don't know if I should call you the fly jock or the car jock, because you're on the move, baby.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm just surrounded with phenomenal artists, so I try and get it out. You know, when they get new music, I try and get it out. Great artists.
That's no doubt.
But thank you once again for letting me co-host with you guys.
Always,
Keith.
All right, Grizz.
The sweet cupcake.
Okay, listeners, thank you for tuning in. Those that were anonymously listening. Chat room, thank you for being here and supporting the show. And please, like Gary said, invite a friend so help us grow this radio station. Okay, and the more it grows, hopefully we get the sponsors and all that and make it even better. Like Gary said, next week we won't have a guest. We're just going to take a little, just 1 week break on that part so we can hear some more music. But the following week we have Greg Manning.
All right.
Our guest on the 26th.
Greg Manning.
And I cannot wait for that.
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome.
Yes.
Pop down himself. He will be here. on the 26th.
Right.
So join us. Okay?
Looking forward to that.
So everybody have a great weekend. Stay hydrated, even though it's gotten cooler, but still stay hydrated. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Sounds good.
Ciao.
Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Ciao.
It's gonna be what is until it's not, and you'll miss so much in wishing that this wasn't what you got. Wisdom, you speak so softly. It took me such a long time to hear your rhythm beating inside me. Got my feet so I can dance without fear.